acercar un poquito. Ahí está.
Okay.
No. Ahí.
Okay. Good morning. It is very nice to see you again. And today we're going to be working on Advanced English 2. We have already seen previously Advanced English 1. And as I've been doing it before, it's going to be part in English and part in Spanish. Okay? So please, if you have questions, just raise your hand and do not hesitate to ask. Okay? So you say, hey teacher, I don't understand this, or can you repeat this because I didn't get it? Okay? So I can say it again. Okay? Because the aim is for you to practice, okay? To practice English, because sometimes people do not take English as seriously. They said, it is English, okay? But it is important for you to take it into account that you need English, because English is becoming, every day it is becoming more important. Okay, so let's start. This is Advanced English 2, it is reading comprehension, and as you already know me, my full name is Raúl Zaratevela, and this is from Uninaciones, okay? Okay, as you know, English is given in 4 skills, okay? But today we are just gonna be working on reading comprehension, because we have listening, speaking, writing, and reading. You read something. But today we are just focusing on reading comprehension, okay? So as you already seen before, in the first part, in English, Advanced English 1, can anyone tell me what were the topics from that? What was this about? What we saw? We checked. ¿Qué es lo que vimos? Yeah, reading strategies. Thank you. Skimming, scanning. Anything else? Skimming, scanning. It is important to check main ideas, to get the main ideas. The difference between a main idea and a summary. And also that when we are reading, it is important to check the visual aids, the vocabulary, because the vocabulary has a context. The skimming, scanning is skimming, en español sería leer rápidamente, to read quickly, and scanning, it is buscar información específica. Okay, so if I have a text, I read the text quickly, I go through, and skimming, which is I check titles, subtitles, and I read the beginning of every paragraph. And after that, I can have a general idea about the text, a general idea about what is the topic, the topic of the text, of what is the text about. Okay, what else? Don't you remember all the things? We said that the text is divided into different paragraphs. That we have supporting sentences, well, main topic or main idea sentences, supporting sentences, and concluding sentences. Yeah. And also, you have to answer an anthology about the first chapter, the first part, that you have to send to the correo de tareas, to that mail. I hope that you have already done it. Okay, so let's start with this. What is the program? Well, first, we're going to be checking reading comprehension videos, some videos about reading comprehension strategies, and we are also checking cognates and false cognates, cognados y falsos cognados. We are also checking the references, and at the end, the connectors. Okay, so this is going to be the program. Some reading comprehension videos, cognates and false cognates, references, and connectors. Okay, what is the aim? The aim, it is important to know the aim. The aim is to acquire the knowledge of the most important reading strategies and use them to acquire. Bless you. You are studying the reading strategies, and then you are going to acquire them and use them. How are you going to use them? Because you have to answer another anthology. Okay, in this part, what happens when we have a text? It is about what interaction can we have when we are reading something. First, there is a predicting, and then we have a clarifying. For example, the predicting, you can do it in your classroom. You can bring some visuals and start talking about one topic and show the students a visual about the topic, a photo or an image, and start talking about the topic and ask them, what do you think that the text is going to be about? What do you think is going to be this text? And then you have the questioning, and you have a part that is clarifying, where the students can interact, student and student, or students and teacher, or teacher and students can ask different questions. So there is a reciprocal teaching, and at the end you summarize. Summarize is to write a resumen. You write a resumen, okay, at the end. So it is what happens. There is an interaction between the teacher and students, and also students ask different questions, okay? Now we have the cognates and false cognates. Do you know what cognates and false cognates are? Can anybody tell me? What is the difference between a cognate and a false cognate?
Los cognados son los que se escriben muy parecido al español. Y los falsos cognados son los que al escribirlos en inglés nos dan la idea de algo, pero es algo diferente. Por ejemplo, library. Todos a la hora de leer esa palabra pensamos que es una librería. Y no es así.
Ok, gracias. Así es, efectivamente. Los cognados son cognados porque se escriben y muy parecido en inglés y en español, ¿sí? Y significan lo mismo. Pero los falsos cognados son los que se parecen más tienen otro significado. Como el que mencionaste, que es library, que sería ¿qué? Library. Biblioteca, ¿sí? Y pareciera que fuera librería. Library. Parece librería, ¿verdad? Pero es un falso cognado. So we have cognates and false cognates. Okay, can you identify what cognates are they? Are most of them cognates or false cognates? ¿Qué serán? ¿Cognados o falsos cognados?
El de los dos.
Si pueden ver, la mayoría son ¿qué? Cognados, cognates. We have tremendous. ¿Cuál otro tenemos? Boys. Ajá.
Explore.
Explore.
Silent.
Silent. What is it?
¿Está de aquel lado? ¿Abajo? No, ya está. Ahí.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so we have many, right? Many cognates. Entonces tenemos cognados, ¿por qué? Por ejemplo, la palabra tremendous, ¿sí? Es algo grande y se parece a tremendo, ¿sí? Entonces sería un cognado, ¿sí? Explore, explorar, significa lo mismo y se escribe parecido, ¿verdad? Bueno, entonces esos serían los cognados. Ahora, tenemos los falsos cognados, ¿sí? ¿Alguien puede leer esa parte?
Se dice que es un falso cognate cuando una palabra en inglés, por la forma en que se escribe o se pronuncia, se parece mucho a una palabra en español, cuando en realidad su traducción es otra.
Entonces, tal pareciera, thank you, tal pareciera que fuera la misma palabra, pero no lo es, ¿verdad? Como el ejemplo que veíamos que es library. Ok. Por ejemplo, remove, una palabra que encontramos muy seguido en nuestras traducciones significa quitar o eliminar, y no remover, que se dice to steer. Pareciera que fuera remover, pero no, ¿verdad? No es así. Ese sería que el anterior, remove, falso cognado, ¿verdad? Then, approve. Aunque su traducción es aprobar, no es correcto utilizarla con la idea de aprobar un examen. Approve únicamente se utiliza en el sentido de aprobar una idea, proyecto, acción, etc. Aprobar un examen sería to pass an exam. Entonces, aprobar un examen sería to pass an exam. So this is a false cognate. Then we have career. Se confunde frecuentemente con carrera universitaria cuando realmente se refiere a carrera profesional, vida de trabajo. Carrera universitaria se traduce como degree. Lo que están ustedes cursando actualmente es una maestría, eso sería master's degree, a master's degree. Bueno, por esa parte es lo que tenemos en lo de sección de comprensión de textos en inglés. This is a visual that I got, which is about the perfect language learning. What can you do? So there are some suggestions. As you can see, there are 6 suggestions about what can you do to be a perfect language learner. Learn every day. It means that you can read something every day. We can learn a word, we can learn different things day by day. Because if you read something and you want to learn it just by reading and the same day a lot of information, you won't get it, okay? Then in the number 2, it's be motivated. You have to think that at the end, you're gonna have, you're gonna get something. For example, what is your motivation here? Is to finish the master's degree. Esa es la motivación de ustedes. Terminar, que ya casi están a pocos pasos, ¿no? Okay? Then record the new vocabulary. Vocabulary is important. There are different ways to learn vocabulary, but if you read something that you like, then you won't learn better. Because if we read for pleasure, there are different reasons for reading. It can be, you can read for pleasure, you can read because you want to get some information, maybe you are searching something, okay? So there are different reasons, but when you read for pleasure, then you can learn faster and better. So you can learn new vocabulary, okay? It means that you can write down, if you see a new vocabulary, you can write down the word and write the meaning. You can also go on a list, and you can write word, the function, if it is a noun, a verb, an adjective, and also write an example. Or maybe you can go on a World Web. For example, I'm talking about the school. So I write in the middle, school. What is included? What can we include in the school? Teachers, students, classrooms. So it is a World Web. Okay? Then in the number 4, read, read, and read. It means that you can read different information. You can read different information about different topics. But as much as you read, it's going to be, you are going to increase your knowledge, and you're going to have the chance to learn about different topics, not just one. Okay? So it is important to read every day. Be brave. Be brave. Some students say, no, I don't want to, especially when they are in front of others, they say, no, I don't want to speak because I don't do it well. I don't speak well, so I won't do it. Remember that you are learning, and if you have mistakes, there's going to be someone that helps you, that tells you, okay, it is not like this, it is like this. Or also, you are going to be helped with your pronunciation, because some people say, no, I don't speak because I don't have a good pronunciation. Or as you said, my pronunciation is not very good. Okay? So, be brave. Then use technology. Okay? Today you have different web services. So you can use social webs, Twitter, Facebook, Flipboard. There are different types of webs where you can, for example, if you change or you get information in English, you can read it. Maybe you, at the beginning you won't understand the whole piece, the whole part, but you're going to start practicing, and then your knowledge is going to improve. Improve is mejorar. Okay? So these are the suggestions to be a perfect language learner. Okay? So I'm going to give you the presentation, and then you can read every part at home. Okay? Well, let's see. see the second part, which is about videos.
Se apagó el cañón allá, chicos. ¿Vale?
El audio, sí.
No, yo me refiero al video, que no hay video.
Ah, el video.
And last paragraph is another good way to start. Step 3. Be an active reader. Make connections between the text and things that you already know, and consider the ideas the author may have left out. Step 4. Close the book and quiz yourself on what you've read. Summarize the main points and facts from the text, and then go back to see how much you got right.
Va a comenzar el video. Sí, ahí está el video.
Okay. Well, we have a detail here. Okay, so let's listen to this video, and it is about how to improve your reading comprehension, okay?
How to improve reading comprehension. Your reading comprehension improves when you treat the text as more than just words. Here are some practices to help you do that. You will need a distraction-free environment, anticipation-building exercises, active reading skills, quizzes, discussions, a student, lectures, and videos. Optional, a computer with internet access. Step 1. Remove distractions such as the TV or radio before you start reading. Your brain only has so much capacity for attention, so dedicate it all to your studies. Step 2. Build anticipation for what you are about to read by reviewing chapter titles and subheads, or by reading a chapter summary. Reading first and last paragraphs is another good way to start. Step 3. Be an active reader. Make connections between the text and things that you already know, and consider the ideas the author may have left out. Step 4. Close the book and quiz yourself on what you've read. Summarize the main points and facts from the text, and then go back to see how much you got right. If you need more structure in your study sessions, research techniques on the internet. Step 5. Reinforce what you've learned by discussing it with others, or teaching someone else the lesson. Reviewing lectures and videos on the material also reinforces learning. Step 6. Test yourself again. If you do it enough, you'll learn the material by heart. Did you know? In July 2007, the Guinness record for the longest book title was set by an Italian tome about public relations. It is 290 words long.
Okay, so what can we say about what you get from this video about how to improve your reading comprehension? Can anybody tell me? There are different steps. Okay? The first was about
De que alejara distracciones.
Reading instruction environment to avoid that. What else? So it improves when you treat the text as more than just words. You will need a distraction-free environment, and it is the first step, okay? You have to remove all the distractions, what they can be, the TV, what else? For example, there are some people that they are reading something and they are watching TV, they are making a call, they are talking to another person. So you just have to focus on the reading. Okay, that's it. The number two, the second, I'm sorry. What can be the second? You have to anticipate. To anticipate, okay? How can you anticipate? Checking visual aids to have a general idea before you start reading the text. For example, if when you have a long reading, then what you can do is just read the first part of every single paragraph. So you can build anticipation for what you are about to read by reviewing chapters, titles, and subheads, or by reading a chapter summary. Reading first and last paragraph is another good way to start. You can read just the first and the last, or the beginning, the content, and the conclusion. A ustedes que les encargan mucha tarea por leer, trabajos, ¿verdad? Que pueden hacer, aplicar esas estrategias. ¿Sí? Para no leer todo, porque en una hora pues se van a cansar, o en media hora, el tiempo que le dediquen. ¿Ok? Then the step number 3, be an active reader. What it means? Be an active reader is make connections between the text and things that you already know, and consider ideas the author may have left out. It means that you have a previous knowledge. Everyone, we all have previous knowledge about one topic, subject. And then we can read about it, and since we have a previous knowledge, it helps you. Is that you have something here telling you, you already know this. Okay, so we have to be active readers. We need the previous knowledge. The step 4 is close the book. What you can do, why close the book? Why? Because I'm reading, and then after I read, I close the book, and I can ask myself how much I've been learned. See, I've been learning. So close the book and quiz yourself on what you have read. Summarize the main points and facts from the text, and then go back to see how much you got right. So you can test yourself. The step 5, reinforce the text. Reinforce what you learned by discussing it with others or teaching someone else the lesson. Reviewing lectures and videos on the material also reinforces learning. When I used to study, when I was at school, when I remember that when we are about to take an exam, before the teacher arrives to the classroom, some classmates used to ask each other, hey, what is this? What is that? They were asking each other, and everyone was listening to this. So we were reinforcing each other about the different topics. So it helps, because after that we take the exam, and sometimes we were asked, we had some questions similar to the ones that we were asking. So it is used as a reinforcement, como refuerzo. Y puedo interactuar con alguien más y hacerle preguntas. Okay? So reinforce what you learn by discussing with others, okay? Or teaching someone else. The step 6, test again. At the end, you can test yourself and check how much you learned. Okay? This is what you can do. This is the step number 6. Okay. So these are the suggestions on how to improve your reading comprehension. Okay, the next video is about how to speed. We have already checked how to improve, cómo mejorar. Ahora vamos a ver cómo leer más rápido, cómo puedo hacerle para leer más rápido. Okay, there are different strategies, even in the schools. Some teachers use them, and they checked how many words students read in 1 minute. How many words students can or is able to read in a different length of times. Okay, so it is important to read quickly. Why? Because we are practicing, and little by little we have to improve the speed. We can start, for example, we can read just 5 words in 1 minute. The next time you read 6, 10, whatever, and you are improving. Okay, so let's check this video, which is about this. Okay.
How to speed read. Improve your efficiency by learning how to read up to 3 times faster with these proven speed reading techniques. You will need discipline and practice. Step 1. Skim an entire article, chapter, or even book before you begin reading. Take in the title, introduction, any subheadings, and bold type passages so that when you start reading, you'll already know the selection's main points. Step 2. Lead with your index finger, a pen, or your computer mouse, which keeps your eyes focused and moving ahead. This prevents them from darting around rereading words, something the average person does to the tune of 20 words per page. Move your pointer at a faster rate than you think you can read, which will retrain your brain by forcing you to keep up. Step 3. Stop sounding out each word in your head, or mouthing the words silently, 2 things many of us learned to do in grade school. U.S. Air Force research shows your brain can recognize a word in less than 5/100th of a second, while it takes 1/4 of a second, 5 times longer to say it in your head. Step 4. Learning not to sound out words will help you chunk, a technique that requires you to group together 4 or 5 words by skipping articles like the and. You'll still get the meaning, since these words are not needed for comprehension. Step 5. Train yourself to stop taking a short pause after each paragraph, something most of us do unconsciously. When reading a passage on a computer screen, try highlighting the text in a dark color and changing the font color to white. Your eyes can more easily read white words on a dark background. Step 6. Practice these techniques for at least 20 minutes a day, starting with books and articles printed in large fonts. As you practice, you'll learn how to prioritize content, speeding you along even more. Did you know? John F. Kennedy, a student of speed reading, told a reporter he could read 1,200 words per minute, although he later admitted to exaggerating that number.
Okay, so how can we speed read? ¿Cómo podemos leer más rápido? Improve your efficiency by learning how to read up to 3 times faster with this proven speed reading techniques. You will need discipline and practice, of course. If you practice, then you will read faster. Okay. Pero aquí tengo un comentario. Da la casualidad que muchas veces no leemos ni en español, ¿verdad? Okay. Pero sí les hago la sugerencia. Pueden cambiar su Facebook, por ejemplo, pueden cambiar su Facebook a inglés. Sí, y pueden meterse artículos que haya en inglés. Sí. Por ejemplo, el Freeport tiene artículos en inglés. Okay. Okay. Then you need the step 1. You already know what is this or what it is. Okay. Step 1. ¿Qué era skimming? What is skimming? lectura rápida, to read quickly. I read just the titles, subtitles, the visual aids, and then I have a gist, a general idea about the topic, okay? So skim an entire article, chapter, or even book before you begin reading. Taking the title, introduction, any subheadings, and bold type passages, so that when you start reading, you will already know the selection's main points, okay? What happens when we read a newspaper? When we read a newspaper, we have the newspaper, and we want to know about, for example, about the weather. Or maybe you want to know about fashion, maybe about sports, the guys, about sports, okay? So I don't read the whole paper. What I do is I go on and skimming, and I check quickly until I find the part that I want to read. So it is skimming, to read quickly, leer rápidamente. Don't forget it. Okay, the number 2 is step 2. Let your finger do the walking. How can we do that? We use our finger, okay? Some people do it, they go like this. So, let your finger do the walking. Lead with your index finger, a pen, or your computer mouse, a pen or your computer mouse, which keeps your eyes focused on moving ahead. This prevents them from darting around reading words, something that the average person does to the tune of 20 words per page. Move your pointer at a faster rate than you think you can read, which will retrain your brain by forcing you to keep up. So it means that you can go like this with your finger. Some people do it. I remind you that these are suggestions, because everyone, I think that everyone, we already have our own reading strategies, our own techniques, okay? Or we can pick the one that fits better to us, la que más nos convenga. Son sugerencias, pero ustedes van a tomar la que más les convenga o ya las tienen. Okay? Okay, the next is shut up. Shut up. Why shut up? Shut up. Why? Okay, some people read and they are doing it aloud. They stop sounding out and you shut the word. So it says that you waste time. You do not need to go on in that way. Why? Because at the moment that you are speaking, you process. There is a process, and then you get information, and then you read it. So there is a time. It implies time. Okay. So it engages time, so you don't need it. Stop sounding out each word in your head or mouthing the words silently, to things many of us learn to do in grade schools. U.S. Air Force research shows your brain can recognize a word in less than 5/100 of a second, while it takes 1/4 of a second, 5 times longer to say it in your head. So first, our brain recognizes a word very quickly, but it takes longer to recognize a word and say it. So it involves, this process involves more time. So it is not good to read aloud. Some people say, no, but when I read aloud, I read and I listen to myself when I am reading. So it is better for me. No. Mucha gente dice que es mejor porque lo repite, se lo dice a sí mismo y lo va escuchando, repasando. Pero dice aquí que es mejor no hacerlo. ¿Ok? When we have chunk, what does it mean? It means to chunk is to cut something by parts. Okay? Chunk, pieces. Go on pieces. Learning not to sound out words will keep you chunk, a technique that requires you to group together for 5 words. By skipping articles like the and, you will still get the meaning since these words aren't needed for comprehension. So it means that you do not read, you don't need to read the whole text, okay? O sea, no tenemos que leer todo, tenemos que pasar por alto los artículos como the and, los conectores, por ejemplo, algunas palabras que no necesitamos poner mucha atención en ellas. Entonces ahí vamos a ahorrar tiempo. You are saving time. Then go on, keep going. keep going. In this part, you train yourself to stop taking a short pause after each paragraph, something most of us do unconsciously. When reading a passage on a computer screen, try highlighting the text in a dark color and changing the font color to white. Your eyes can more easily read white words and a dark brown. Okay? So it means that you are reading, most of us, because I also do it. I finish one paragraph and I make a pause. Me paro. Leo un párrafo y me paro tantito porque viene otro párrafo. Lo hacemos inconscientemente. ¿Sí? We do it unconsciously. Okay? Then we stop and then another paragraph and we stop. So we waste time. Perdemos tiempo. You don't need to do that. Okay? And then when you read on a computer, you have the computer, and the suggestion is to change the font color. Or also you can underline, or you can change the color to highlight the text. Highlight is resaltar. Okay? So these are some suggestions for reading comprehension. And the last one is practice. We need to practice. If we don't read, as in Spanish it is said, si no leo, me aburro, no? Okay, so we have to read. So practice these techniques for at least 20 minutes a day, starting with books and articles printed in large fonts. As you practice, you learn how to prioritize content, speeding you along even more. And it is said that John F. Kennedy, a student of speed reading, told a reporter he could read 1,200 words per minute, although he later admitted to exaggerating that number. Just imagine to read 1,200 words per minute. It's a lot. That's what he said. But he later, John F. Kennedy, he said later that it was not true. So what you need practice. Okay? You need practice. Well, now, can anyone tell me how you usually read? Can you tell me or give me your experience about how you read a text? ¿Alguien que quiera compartir? ¿Qué hace cuando lee?
español.
Yeah, Spanish if you cannot read English.
Yo tengo una pregunta. Este tipo de estrategias funcionan incluso para una persona que no ha nacido en esa lengua, por ejemplo, un latino que está aprendiendo el inglés, o viceversa, o un gringo que quiera aprender
Español, sí.
que a veces a ellos se les dificulta un poquito más la pronunciación, ¿no? Entonces, ¿sí? ¿Es lo mismo?
Sí.
Ajá.
But what about your experience?
Bien.
Ajá.
No, es que, por ejemplo, algunas situaciones, por ejemplo, de las lenguas o de ese tipo, o algunas disciplinas artísticas en una edad temprana, antes de los 10 años, los procesos verbales son muy distintos y se quedan muchas cosas, ¿no? A las personas que la aprendemos ya más de grandes, ¿no? Entonces es distinto. Por eso mi pregunta, ¿no? De ese tipo de...
Ok, pero alguien que quiere compartir qué hace cuando lee, generalmente, o sea...
Bueno, es que habla de una lectura en general, no para aprender algún idioma.
Ajá,
son
sí,
como
sí.
que estrategias de
Pero
lectura.
se puede, la pregunta de él era que si se puede aplicar a cualquier idioma, aprendizaje de cualquier idioma, comprensión de textos de cualquier idioma, le digo que sí.
Sí, porque por ejemplo cuando empiezo a leer algo en inglés me topo con esas expresiones, ¿no? Palabras desconocidas, ¿no? Y ahí pues voy al diccionario y ahorita ya pues en internet, ¿no? Pero sí y la comprensión y la interpretación a veces también es distinto, ¿no? Los textos en inglés llegan a cambiar, ¿no? Yo lo que hago, por ejemplo, cuando leo, algo en español, sí empiezo a subrayar, empiezo a marcar, y incluso libros los tengo marcados, ¿no? Y eso sí me ayuda cuando quiero revisar algo o releer algo, ¿no? Ahí es donde ya lo checo y ya no.
But I like to hear something from you about what is your experience. ¿Qué hacen cuando leen? Algo sencillo, no sé, abro el libro, esto.
Por lo regular, pues es un lugar cómodo, sin tanto distractores como mencionaba, para concentrarte. Menciona el compañero, igual tienes tu marcatexto, vas subrayando o coloreando. Lo más importante, si tienes tu computadora a un lado, buscas igual palabras desconocidas o a lo mejor una lectura parecida. No sé. Bueno, al menos es lo que en mi caso llego a realizar. Por lo regular en tiempos que se puede, es muy difícil leer. Por lo regular también es en la escuela, donde aprovecho para leer, que ya en casa pues.
And it happens to you that sometimes you're reading something that you are just reading, but you are not getting anything. O sea, ¿no nos ha pasado que luego leen algo y como que no se les queda nada? You need concentration. Or maybe we are on a bus, and you are reading, and it is difficult to concentrate. Yeah. So we have to find a place where we can read, a time where we can read. And also the suggestion is to read something that you enjoy, algo que ustedes disfruten de leer, para que así ustedes tengan esa motivación de leer. Sí. Yo he visto personas que leen novelas, que les gusta leer diferentes artículos en especial, ¿sí? O que tienen como hobby algunas cosas en especial, y eso es lo que les gusta leer. It is different when you read for pleasure. Cuando lees por placer es diferente. And when you read just because you have to do a homework or something, it is difficult. Cuando tienes que hacerlo es diferente, pero cuando lo lees por placer, lo disfrutas. Okay? So thank you. we have pronouns. Why are we checking pronouns? Because pronouns are references. En español serían referentes. ¿Sí? Can anyone tell me what a pronoun is? A pronoun. We have personal pronouns, we have possessive pronouns, object pronouns, adjective pronouns, reflexive pronouns. So can you tell me what a pronoun is? ¿Qué sería un pronombre? ¿Cuál es la función de un pronombre? Okay, so it takes place of a thing, a person, or something, okay? So it is a pronoun, un pronombre. Okay, what is a pronoun? A pronoun is a word used in place of a noun or another pronoun. I'm sorry, but there is a technical fail here. Let me get my... Okay, so you're gonna be working in the ontology with the person. Well, what personal pronouns you know? ¿Qué pronombres personales conocen? I, you, he, she, it, we, you, and they. So let's see an example. Merge went for a walk. It is an example. So we are talking about what kind of person? A man or a man? Merge, so it is she. She instead of merge. We have merge, and then we are changing this to she. We have Peter, so Peter is he. We have Bobby, the dog, it is it. Then in the second sentence, she is a pronoun that takes the place of the noun merge. Different types of pronouns. We have personal pronouns refers to a specific person or things. Kate ate pizza. She was hungry. We are talking about Karen. Karen ate pizza, so she was hungry. The word she is a personal pronoun that refers to Karen. So in those pronouns, we have first to check what are we talking about. We are talking about a girl, a man, a dog, a place. For example, Cuitláhuac will be it. This is a city. It is it. You, in general, are students, so it is you, ustedes. So I is Raúl. Okay, we have reflexive pronouns. They are personal pronouns that have self or selves. ¿Por qué le voy a agregar self algunas veces y por qué algunas veces selves? ¿Cuál es la diferencia? Ajá. self is singular, I will say I, myself. He, himself. She, herself. It, itself. But we, ourselves. They, themselves. That is the difference. Bob finished the homework himself. He did it by himself. No one else helped him. The reflexive pronoun is himself. Por él mismo. Nadie le ayudó. ¿Sí? Then there are different types of pronouns also, and it is about indefinite pronouns. Indefinite pronouns are pronouns that do not refer to a specific person or thing. In this, what I usually do with my students is that I use a chart and I write one, where, and every. So I will say, for example, well, not every note on this side, but this, I will go and change different words. For example, in this side, I have every, no, some, and that's it, I think. So I will say someone, everyone, no one. Everyone, and I will go on the where is somewhere, nowhere, and anywhere. There are different, you can mix all the words. So they are alguien, alguno, todos, ninguno puede ser también. Someone stole my wallet. The word someone is the indefinite pronoun. Someone stole my wallet. So as you can see, they are indefinite pronouns. The someone, anybody, everyone, someone. And we also have demonstrative pronouns. Why? Because they are used according to what is my position. For example, I can say this is a computer. What is that? That is a camera. So this, that, this for plural, and those for plural. In Spanish, they are like esto, esta, aquello, aquella, aquellos. So the word this is a demonstrative pronoun. So these lemons are sour. Sour sería agrios, ¿no? Está agrio. And then we have the interrogative pronouns that are used to ask a question. How many English questions you know? Is what, where, when, why, whose. We also use English questions, okay? Then we have the possessive pronouns. They are used to show ownership, but they never have an apostrophe. I can ask you what is his name, what is her name, what is my name, mine, my name. So it is about possessive. This is my computer. This is not your computer. This is my computer. Okay? It is about possession. Well, let's practice. Chris went to the game, brought her little brother with her. So what fits better here? Chris? It is she. So it means that if I have a sentence, first I have to check if it is he or she or it or, and then I write here the pronoun. Es lo que van a hacer en la antología. Veo la oración y me voy a regresar para ver de qué están hablando y ya entonces pongo cuál sería el referente, the reference. Randy left baby's glove at home. It is a possessive pronoun. His. Randy left, thank you, his baseball glove at home. Suyo de él. Left a book on the playground. We don't know who. No sabemos quién. ¿Qué podemos poner ahí? It is alguien. ¿Cómo pondríamos alguien? Someone. Someone left a book on the playground. Okay? This one is about questions. Pair of shoes belongs to James. Belongs es pertenecer. Pair of shoes belongs to James. What is the question? What, where, who, which? Which pair of shoes belongs to James? That beach blanket is? That beach blanket is? No tenemos referencia, ¿verdad? We don't have any reference. That blanket is ours. Is ours, es nuestro. Okay. Any questions so far? No questions? Okay. I don't want you to be exhausted, so let's take just a little break for 5 or 15 minutes, okay, and we come back. We're coming back in 10 or 15 minutes at the most. Un pequeño break. Ese no tiene para hacer así. Ese no tiene para hacer aquí. ¿Qué es lo que tiene para mover de la pantalla? Tiene aquí uno. Que si se ve así, me hacen hacia allá abajo. Pero así,
lugar lo último le voy a pasar precisamente como les hablé una diapositiva.